It was Easter break, and it was nice to be home. When Cecelia had packed her things at the boarding school, she had not left anything behind. She did not plan to ever return. She had told anyone who would listen when she left, "I don't want anyone to talk to me about God or ask me to go to church." "I'm 18, she muttered to herself. "I don't have to stay there. Nobody can tell me what to do." When her family talked about her going back, Cecelia kept quiet. Then finally, her break was over. "Cecelia," her dad said, "it's time to go back to school." "No, I'm not going back. I'm of age now, so you can't tell me what to do." The air was thick with conflict. Everyone in the room froze. None of his children dared to cross Joseph Fasthorse. Cecilia's dad sat with his head down. Finally, he looked up. His voice was low and determined as he said, "If you don't want to listen to me, then get out and make your own living, but don't ask me for help." Cecelia ran out of the room. She was 18. She didn't need to stay. She began looking for work. She moved to Wyoming and worked on a sheep ranch with her cousins. Cecelia helped on the 1,500-acre ranch, driving a truck, fixing fences, cleaning the barn, and helping with the orphan lambs. Each day, after 16 hours of work, she was exhausted. When her cousins moved, she left also. For a short time, she worked in Colorado in the fields, and then, finally, she moved back home to her grandmother's house. Her relationship with her father still was not the best. Cecelia sat down at the table with her grandma and one of her aunts. "Cecelia, you need to get a husband," Cecilia's grandma said. Cecelia sighed. "Grandma, you keep trying to push me to get married." Her grandma continued, "What are you planning to do with your life? You already tried to work on that sheep ranch in Wyoming, and then you tried to work in the fields in Colorado. What you need to do is get married." Cecelia protested, "But I have other plans. I've enrolled in a program to help Indians get jobs. I need a job, not a husband." Cecilia's aunt disagreed. "No, your grandma's right. You need to get married before you get too old. I can help you find a man." Cecilia snorted. "I can find my own man." And she did. Before long, Cecelia agreed to marry a guy who really was just a friend, just to get her grandma and aunt to stop hounding her about it. Do you think that was a good idea, Joshua? Then, 3 days before the wedding, Cecelia tried to call it off. She felt heavy and uncomfortable. She did not want to get married. When Cecelia came into her grandma's house, she knew that things were not right. Her aunt and grandma were waiting for her in the kitchen. "What's this your mother says about you calling off your wedding?" her grandma asked. "Dad said that I didn't have to get married if I didn't want to." Cecelia stubbornly looked straight ahead. "What?" her grandma exclaimed. "We have already planned a big church wedding. The cake is paid for. Cecelia, we have already spent money on this wedding." "Okay, fine. I'll get married," Cecelia blurted out. Well, the marriage only lasted 6 months. Cecelia went to Texas to cosmetology school to learn to cut and style hair, do nails, and skin treatments, but the smells of the chemicals made her sick. When she got back to her grandma's house, her divorce was complete. Although she was living with her grandma, Cecelia did not care what her grandma thought about her new boyfriend, Wilson Littlemoon. She thought, "Grandma can't tell me what to do. I'll marry him if I want to." After Cecelia and Wilson got married, Cecelia got her GED and went to college. She finished her training even as she was expecting their first child. She and Wilson got good jobs, but as the money began to flow freely, they drank more and more. The drinking did not slow down even after they had 6 children. They started fighting. Cecelia threw the glass as it shattered. The baby began crying and children ran out of the room. "I'm done, Wilson. I want out." Wilson looked at Cecelia through bloodshot eyes. "What do you mean you're done?" "I want a divorce. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of being tied down. I just want to be free." No, Cecelia. If we just talk about our problems, we can work things out. We have to keep our marriage together for the kids' sake. I'll try to quit drinking. We need to join Alcoholics Anonymous. "I don't care what you say anymore, Wilson. Nothing can change my mind. I'm leaving." Thank you.